Sophie Cunningham took a massive shot at Nike today.
Sneaker fans just saw the story flip in a big way when Sophie Cunningham openly took aim at Nike while backing her teammate Caitlin Clark. That one moment set off another wave of debate about how the biggest sportswear company in the world supports its top women's stars. Clark and the Indiana Fever are trying to keep their attention on winning games, but a small exchange online has exposed a problem that has followed Clark since she became a pro. For a long time, there has been quiet tension between Clark and the swoosh, and this quick public moment made that tension impossible to ignore.
Sophie Cunningham posted a photo of some Adidas sneakers that she had received. And the comments here, KK Timpson, I'm obsessed with these shoes, Aaliyah Boston, if you guys know anything about Aaliyah. I don't know if KK signed a shoe brand. Aaliyah signed Adidas. However, I think she was saying they were her favorite shoes or something. Caitlin Clark, I promise you, they aren't my favorite. Sophie Cunningham, and I promise you, we get treated better at Adidas.
The spark came when Cunningham shared a photo wearing her new Adidas gear. Clark jumped in with a teasing comment that the shoes were not her favorite, and Cunningham answered with a line that landed harder than it sounded, saying Adidas treats their athletes better. It did not feel like a random joke. It felt like a public nod to something people have been sensing for a while, and it hints at a real shift in how top athletes might think about brand deals. For months, fans and people close to the situation have picked up on both small and obvious signs that Clark and Nike were not fully in sync. Even Clark's boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, has added fuel online by replying to and sharing posts that criticize Nike for moving too slowly to build around Caitlin during her massive rise. The core issue is that the marketing push did not match the moment. Clark was breaking viewership records and pulling new eyes toward the WNBA, yet the brand response felt flat and late. At the same time, other players like Paige Buers had their own focused product lines while still in college, which made Nike's slow approach with Clark stand out even more. That led many people to ask whether Nike was downplaying her on purpose, or simply missing how powerful the Caitlin Clark effect really is. That gap created room for brands like Adidas and Under Armour to step in with bolder, athlete-first plans. To see why this one exchange matters so much, you have to zoom out to Nike's long history in basketball and how signature shoes became a major piece of the game. Nike has often locked in the biggest names, but when it comes to women athletes, the company has frequently been called out for reacting late instead of leading early. For years, the normal move was to give women special color versions of men's shoes or player-only pairs, instead of building true signature models around them. Only after the WNBA started gaining real momentum did the biggest brands begin to treat women's signatures like a serious business opportunity. Even then, the way Clark's rollout has looked so far has seemed messy and slow compared with the fast, loud campaigns Nike usually gives to top NBA draft talent. That delay did not just annoy Clark's side. It sent a message to the league that even the most watched player in the sport might still have to wait for support that should come immediately. Cunningham's comment also matches a growing feeling around the Fever, and beyond that another brand might actually offer a better experience. Adidas has been pushing harder in the WNBA, trying to look like the company that listens, values players, and delivers strong gear with a more personal approach. Step by step, they are challenging Nike's untouchable image. So when Cunningham says Adidas treats them better, she is not only talking about getting shoes. She is talking about being respected, being heard, and being backed with real marketing. It brings back the classic sneaker war idea where a smaller brand pulls a star away by promising they will be a priority, not just another contract. That is why this public tension matters, because it shows a rare crack in Nike's usual control of the basketball space. 3. Even with Clark wearing Kobe player exclusives right now and a signature shoe expected down the road, the truth inside Cunningham's joke makes it clear the relationship almost broke early on. There was a stretch where Nike said very little, and to the public it looked like they were wasting the most valuable name they had. That kind of pressure does not stay quiet, and it likely became a real topic behind the scenes among teammates, which makes Cunningham's line feel less like humor and more like a planned peek at what athletes actually discuss about endorsement life. It is also a warning to Nike that they cannot assume stars will stay loyal just because the logo is famous, especially now that athletes have more power and more ways to speak up than ever. If you look at past sneaker battles, moments like this can be the start of bigger changes. When a brand makes a player feel ignored, competitors can jump in with better deals and more respect. The most obvious example is Stephen Curry leaving Nike for Under Armour, a move that reshaped basketball footwear for years. Clark switching brands soon is not likely if her signature line is close, but the bigger issue is that the brand's image with the next generation of WNBA talent may already be hurt. Everyone is watching how Nike treats the face of the league. If players start believing other companies offer a stronger partnership, Nike could have a tougher time landing the next wave of stars. The swoosh alone does not guarantee loyalty anymore if the relationship feels one-sided. The truth is that Caitlin Clark has already changed the sport, and her impact reaches beyond the court into the meeting rooms of huge companies. This quick online moment shows that even the biggest brands can be challenged by the athletes who wear their products. With Clark's signature launch getting closer, Nike is under real pressure to prove it can deliver the support, creativity, and energy that someone like her should receive. They are not only competing with other shoe brands now, they are also competing with the expectations of fans who are intensely protective of Clark and what she represents. Every slow decision, every missed rollout, and every moment that feels like disrespect becomes bigger when a worldwide audience is paying attention to the business side of sports. Women's signature shoes have not had a long history, but that history includes many cases where the investment was not strong enough. From Cheryl Swoops to Candace Parker, the players who opened the door often had to fight for attention that should have been automatic. Clark is different because she arrived with a level of culture power that matches top NBA stars. That puts Nike in a new situation where they must build not just a shoe, but an identity and a plan that fits a once-in-a-generation moment. The tension happening now looks like the result of a legacy company trying to use an old style system on a new era icon who moves faster than the usual corporate pace. Social media also changes everything here. In the past, an athlete's frustration stayed private or got handled through agents and PR. Now one short comment can reach millions almost instantly and turn into a major problem for a brand. Cunningham understood that when she replied. She used her voice to back her teammate and to put Nike on alert at the same time. This kind of public pressure is the new normal for sportswear giants, and it forces them to respond faster, act more openly, and treat athletes' needs like a priority. The balance of power is moving away from brands and toward individuals, and Caitlin Clark is one of the clearest examples of a person who can shift the entire market. Looking ahead, the Caitlin Clark signature line will be a key test for the whole sneaker business. If Nike delivers a smooth launch and finally matches Clark with the support people feel has been missing, the company might repair the situation and protect its position at the top. But if the release ends up feeling delayed, unclear, or uninspired like the early part of her pro story, the gap between them could become permanent. Other brands are ready and waiting, and they would be happy to offer Clark whatever it takes to win her over. Adidas in particular has already shown it wants to spend big in the WNBA, and signing Clark would be the biggest win possible in today's sneaker wars. This story also fits into the bigger shift happening in women's sports right now. Women athletes are not satisfied with being included anymore. They want to lead the story. They want real resources, real budgets, and real respect equal to what male stars get. Caitlin Clark has become the face of that push, and her issues with Nike reflect the larger fight for fairness across sports. So when Cunningham says Adidas treats them better, it mirrors what many women in the league have felt for years, that Nike has often put men first even while women are now driving much of the growth and attention. In the end, the Cunningham and Clark exchange is not just playful talk. It is a sign of a new era where athletes protect their own value and demand more from the companies they represent. Nike's slow handling of Clark has created frustration, and it has also given competitors a real opening. As the WNBA keeps rising, the brands that win will be the ones that treat women players like the stars they are. The time of the quiet, powerless athlete is ending, and the time of the confident, business-minded icon is here. Clark has already shown she can change the game during the season. Now she is showing she can shape the business side too. This remains one of the most interesting storylines around the league, as we watch the power balance shift and see how Nike responds in public. Whether Nike can fully fix the relationship and quiet the criticism is still unknown, but the debate is not going away, and the stakes for the future of endorsements have never been bigger. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the sneaker drama and the Caitlin Clark and Nike tension, Hit like and show support for the video. Drop a comment on whether you think Nike is doing enough for its top stars. Subscribe for more deep dives into sports and culture. Share this with friends to keep the conversation going.